All right, folks, so much going on a day like today with the Supreme Court decisions, with the president saying that he will do whatever he can, executive order-wise, on immigration. We have, of course, the Israeli teenagers found north of Hebron in the West Bank, found dead, the kidnapped Israeli teenagers. So lots happening, lots going on. We're going to continue along those lines. We're going to have the attorney for Hobby Lobby in the next segment. You're not going to want to miss that exclusive interview right here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Alan Dershowitz kicking off the next hour with his take on these cases and what is going on in Israel and what Israel might do to retaliate. But I don't want to get lost. You know, sometimes things get lost, they fall through the cracks, and we're fortunate enough to have a segment here where I could present some of that to you. And I want you to watch Christina Vanden Heuvel and Bill Kristol went at it a little bit. Of course, Vanden Heuvel started it on I guess it was ABC's This Week yesterday, talking about Iraq and basically attacking Bill Kristol. And here's how that went.
This country should not go back to war. We don't need armchair warriors. And if you feel so strongly, you should, with all due respect, enlist in the Iraqi army.
That's a very cute line, Katrina.
No, but it's real.
A million
look at the displaced.
Thousands of people being killed. Can I just make a point?
A million Iraqis have been displaced. You read that story, humanitarian aid for what we have done to that country is a crime.
We have done to that country? What we did to that country? Yeah, let me respond.
Yeah, let him respond, and he does respond. And I got to tell you, Christina Vanden Heuvel has been on that show and been in the media for decades, okay? And it's my opinion that she is as far to the left, as almost as far to the left as you could possibly go. I mean, she is out there. She is radical in her views. Well, then again, we have a president kind of that same way as well, in the minds of many. Okay, here's the comeback, the rest of it, from Bill Kristol.
The President of the United States, President Obama, said at the end of 2011, we have a stable and peaceful Iraq, thanks to the sacrifices mostly of American soldiers and Marines, which we did. President Bush made mistakes. He was punished for those mistakes electorally, as he should have been in 2006 and perhaps in 2008. He also had the courage to order the surge in 2007, which made up for those mistakes and left things peaceful. This president pulled out of Iraq in 2011. He let the Syrian civil war explode, and now we have a terrible situation.
Okay, that is absolutely true. And I got to tell you, leftists like Vanden Heuvel, and I don't know her particular take, I can't quote you chapter and verse of what she has said in the past about Hugo Chavez, or what she has said in the past about Fidel Castro, or what she has said in the past about other dictatorial thugs. But a lot of them on the left, they kind of have an affinity for, an affection for these left-wing, well, I won't even call them left-wing, these radical dictators, these thugs like Castro, like Chavez. So she would rather, first of all, we had a security interest going into Iraq. I'm not going to go there again. But we know that Saddam Hussein gassed his own people. We know about the torture chambers. We know about the dead Iraqis. We know about the middle of the night knocks on the door and people disappearing into dungeons and prisons. None of that seems to bother Vanden Heuvel, okay? Only we created a mess for the Iraqi people because they were living in such perfect harmony with such a wonderful leader before we went in. Now, we went in not for that. We went in because of our security. That's another story. But what is it about the people on the left like her who just brush over the dictatorial, thuggish dealings of dictatorial thugs? That's what I want to know. All right, folks, we'll be back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. But first, here's Dr. Chauncey Crandall with How to Eat Like a Caveman.
Heart disease is the biggest killer disease in America, and this doesn't surprise me. We are addicted to starches, sugars, fatty meats, and salt. People who live in countries with little heart disease eat very differently. One way some people stay heart healthy is by following what is known as the caveman or Stonehenge diet, so named because of its similarity to the way our prehistoric ancestors ate. People who follow this type of diet live off local fruits and root vegetables and get their protein mostly from fish and wild game they shoot themselves. Now, since most of us don't hunt or fish for all our protein, here are some simple tips on how you can start to eat like a caveman, modern day style. First, fill up on fruits and vegetables. Eat them first and you'll be less hungry. Feast on fish, which is rich in nutrients but not in calories. Choose fatty fish like mackerel, herring, sardines, and salmon, which are rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Get out and go for a walk. Remember, our ancestors were hunters and gatherers, so they didn't spend their time sitting in front of a TV or computer all day. If you live more like a caveman or a cave woman, your heart will love you for it. I'm Dr. Chauncey Crandall, and thank you for watching this Heart Health Minute. Remember, it's never too late to prevent or reverse heart disease. Right now, I invite you to discover your own risk for heart disease or even a heart attack by taking my quick, free online quiz at